Okay, so one member asked me in my DMs how he should journal his emotions and his trading performance. And one of the things that I thought about immediately was okay, let's share a video about this topic because it's very important. And if you don't journal properly, I'm certain that you just lack the growth that you are able to achieve if you would journal properly. So let's begin first with the two types of things that you should journal. First of all, you can journal technical things, but you can also journal psychological things. With technical things, I mean things within the charts, such as when an entry forms, when the market reverses, when you get the opportunity to play your setup, etc. With psychological things, I mean the emotional states or the emotional behavior that you are showing while you are behind the charts. So this means some of you might be fearful while you're in a position, or some of you might be impatient. You might have something on your mind that happened to you earlier today, so you go into the marketplace to try and feel good. All of those things directly influence your trading performance. So therefore, it is very important to journal your emotional state, because then you are able to see, okay, in when I feel like this, I'm able to perform better than when I feel like that. For example, for I just know for a fact that if you're angry and you go behind the markets, man, it's like it's you're asking for trouble. You're really asking for trouble. So therefore, you need to track your emotional state every time that you perform or that you don't perform. So as a simplistic tip, I would suggest you to first of all to journal your emotional state. So journal the emotions that you're experiencing, the way that you are feeling. Maybe you're feeling good, maybe you're feeling confident, or maybe you're feeling really bad or really tired, for example. But you should also journal your performance because, like I said, your emotional state is directly influencing your your emotional state is directly influencing your performance. So therefore, it's just important to journal it. So I'm going to show you what you should journal. I want you to journal these three things. I want you to journal your emotional state. This can be done within Notion when you create a table, and within this table you can have sub pages. So let's say that you have one table in which you journal your performance. So did you take a trade? Yes or no. Did the trade play out? Yes or no. So did you make profits? Yes or no. If you did make profits, how much percentage or how much R did you capture? But you also just have a section within that table in which you just journal the emotional states. So this can be done by using keywords such as I'm feeling, let's say, angry, or you're feeling tired, or you're feeling hungry, or you're feeling impatient, or you're feeling aggressive. These are keywords that can literally describe the way that you were thinking about the way that you were viewing price. It sounds crazy, but trust me, when you do that, it's like whoa, because man, you will see a big confluence between your trading performance and the way that you are feeling. Michael ICT had a beautiful example of this one day. He said that one day that he was working and he got in a fight with his boss, and then he went in front of the charts. So he in his mind he was still thinking about that fight that he experienced with his boss earlier that day. So then he tried to fix himself within the marketplace to try and feel good, to try and get the dopamine hit. It's You might think, oh, this is logical, right? Yeah, but for some people it isn't. So therefore, it is important to journal these things. Okay, so you should also just track the daily price delivery. So therefore, try to make a option within your table in which you can annotate the charts in which you can annotate the important information, such as, okay, this is when this and this happened, this is when my entry occurred, this is how long it would have taken for my trade to play out, this is if there was an SMT, for example, or what liquidity pool was rated, was there a market structure shift, etc. All these things will lead to growth over a long enough period of data, because data is just key. And the sooner that you start with being disciplined in terms of journaling everything properly, so your emotional state, your performance, and the price delivery, man, you will grow really fast. It's just unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Here you can see a journal template created by my good friend Wizard. And in this template, he has basically just given you a template in which you can track everything that you need to track. Here you can see the date, then the day, the pair, the session, the win, or the outcome of the trade, so win or loss, the position, was it a long or a short, the model that you use to justify taking on a trade, whether or not you followed your rules or you disregarded them, so that you stick to protocol or you didn't. Therefore, your rule status needs to be journaled. Your behavior needs to be journaled, and when you click on the behavior, he has given you all of the most important emotions that you are likely to experience. You could also add some if you want to. You could just type them out. For example, he already had this boredom. You get it. Where the SMR formed, the SMR swing type, the SMT. This is all just technical stuff. But the most important thing here is that it's possible that when you have a big enough sample size, so your journal, your database is filled with track records, it is possible that you are likely to see some repeating patterns. For example, it's possible that you might see that when you take a loss, or when you've taken a loss, you were bored. So what did you do, or what did you think about when you wanted to get into a trade? You wanted to feel good, you wanted to get that dopamine hit, because we want to feel good as humans all the time. That's what social media and all these platforms play in on. All these small little dopamine hits, while the same thing could be the reason why you're taking those stupid losses. And you don't realize that that's what's occurring unless you fucking journal it. So journal it. And the final thing that you should do is that every time that you take a trade or have a position open, you want to open up this page here, and then this side page opens, and then you can insert all the charts here, so all the annotated charts. And you can write your feelings down here. You can journal your thoughts. And that is also important, because when you reflect at the end of the day or at the end of the week at your performance this week, you could, like I said, see some repeating patterns. You could see, I did this and this, but that wasn't the right thing to do at the moment because so and so. And those things are just important because they lead to awareness, and awareness leads to growth. But it's uncomfortable doing that because it's often very shocking and painful to look at what you did wrong or what you did right. While what you did right is often very fun because you can see, yeah, I did that and that right. But when you do something wrong, you like to ignore it and act like it didn't happen. But it did happen, so therefore you need to journal it properly. And the thing is, this is just a trade journal template, but you could also make a template or a database in which you just have a few things, in which you just have a option to add the date of the trade and then just the outcome in terms of R or percentage on your account or your demo account. So, for example, trade 1, you made 3%, trade 2, you lost 1%, trade 3, you made 0.5%, etc. You get what I mean. That's important, but you also want to have a database separate for annotating price delivery. I'm going to put on a screenshot of the database that I use. I need to blur some things out, unfortunately. But Anyhow, you need to have a database in which you just are able to collect data and to see if there are certainly some repeating patterns within the marketplace. So anyhow, it sums up this video slash lecture. I just wanted to make this for you. I read this message like 1 hour ago, and I was like, okay, I need to make a video about this ASAP because I felt really inspired at the moment to make this video. So I wish you all the best, and if you have any questions, just ask away. I will link the template of Wizards' template in the post link to this video.